If you've been keeping up with Dave's NSX build here on DDE, you would know that it's one of his childhood dream cars. But sometimes things are just too good to be true. A fire broke out, engulfing the car in merely seconds. This NSX was a total loss. Thankfully, everybody was okay. The big question, what can be salvaged? I genuinely have no clue. So while I'm in LA, Dave has sent me on a mission to inspect the damage and take whatever's left to specialists and hope for the best.
If you can't already tell with all of the covered NSXs everywhere,
we're back here at HQ Engineering
with our boy Ryan.
Dave wanted me to help him build this NSX. Somebody who doesn't really know too much about JDM cars, I think that makes a lot of sense, Dave. However,
you know a lot about JDM cars, and more specifically the Acura NSX, Honda NSX. Which way do you lean with that?
With Acura, Honda, like both are probably.
Okay, so he swings both ways. So Dave is looking to get brake upgrades, power steering upgrades, and I do know that he has already decided on power upgrades overall for the car. However, there is something quite tragic that has happened with this very specific power upgrade that we'll get into in a little bit. It has a pretty crazy story, and it's very unfortunate. We'll show you what that is here in just a little bit. But for now, brakes, what are we looking at for these cars? What are the go-to options that people will typically get for these?
So there's two names that usually get kind of tossed around. Actually, three names that get tossed around with NSX. You get Brembo, which is a very common name, StopTech, and Terox. So StopTech, unfortunately, it's very difficult to kind of get their kits ever since Centric kind of took them over. Brembo actually came out with their new generation of calipers, which Science of Speed actually just released a new kit that allows you to adapt it to like the older chassis. I'll show you real quick. This is the Brembo kit.
Oh, very cool.
So you can kind of see these are really tucked in here, even with aftermarket wheels. So you do need to run a bigger wheel for these. So this is the older style Brembo kit. Back when these were still available, I think you can still buy them, but I think they're around like 10K. So their newer kit is around this similar price, but it's all new tech stuff. So it's a great option, especially if you start adding more power to these cars. You do need a little bit more braking.
That kind of goes for any type of car. It doesn't even matter what car you're building. If you're adding more power to your car, you need to be able to stop that power.
Yep.
A lot of times you'll hear about situations like that where like even, people will build these like crazy high horsepower Huracans and R8s. I mean, you guys know this is an exotics channel, right? So those cars come with carbon ceramics and whatever it may be, these very expensive brake kits.
But like cars like these from factory, I mean, it's not like the craziest set of brakes that you're gonna get like off the rip. So
it's not, but then at the same time, these cars didn't make a whole ton of power, so it's kind of like the perfect balance.
Yes. So stock power on an NSX, just bone stock. Like what are you looking at?
So that was a gentleman's agreement, so it's limited to 270 wheel.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah, you could have brakes off of a Kai truck and you'd be fine.
This car actually has Brembos too, so we actually redid this kit for him. This is a different type of a Brembo caliper, but this is one that we refinished in the factory, like kind of gold color. So when you look at it, it kind of looks like a stock kind of kit. But when you look a little bit closer, you see the Brembo caliper, the bigger calipers.
Okay, so that's brakes. Power steering, what are we looking at?
These newer NSXs came with power steering. Some of the older cars didn't have power steering, or some of the older cars, like their power steering stops working. So you kind of have to get a replacement for that at some point. You have a couple options. You can get the newer rack if you can find them available, or you can get an S2000 conversion kit.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, there's a couple different options that you can go with. Either way, like, it kind of fixes some of the play that, like, happens with the racks over time. You restore kind of like some of the check lights, and, sometimes you don't even have power steering at all, and then you get it back and you're like, oh, like the car is actually easy to drive now.
Oh, got you.
I could talk for days and days and days about exotic cars. You guys know this. But when it comes to these cars, I have a huge appreciation for them. Like, obviously these are like poster cars for a lot of us, but my knowledge is very limited. And
he was saying it's kind of flipped for them, because if anything exotic related comes up, then
it's like me with JDM stuff.
Yeah.
So
no, I had no idea. Like, there was a Pagani that was down the street, but I didn't know it was a Pagani. So I literally had to Google it. I was like, what the
really?
What was that?
Anything else performance wise that people typically do to these that Dave probably should do before we upgrade the power?
So there's a couple things you can do, like when you're trying to do power mods. Like, the other thing that you kind of need to pay attention to is heat, right? So like, you're generating a lot of heat, supercharged, turbocharged cars. So you want to kind of manage your cooling to kind of properly make sure that if you're smashing on that car, that's not going to overheat on you on the freeway, or like whatever. Upgraded radiators, you can do oil coolers, kind of the typical stuff that you would normally do on like most performance cars, like you can do on these things.
Right.
It's just a matter of like shoehorning it in with either a kit, or we do a lot of custom fab stuff too. So either either option.
Now, aside from the main performance upgrade, pricing wise for, let's say, brakes, you know, power steering, cooling, everything all said and done, what would you be looking at for one of these cars? Minus the power upgrade.
Okay, so we're just talking like big brake kit, like cooling mods, suspension like coilovers, maybe like a cup kit for like air ride. All in, you'd probably be spending 20 to 30 max, you know, just kind of depending on like which components you decide to choose.
That is something that adds to my appreciation of what this kind of stuff would cost between JDM and then exotics. Cooling, power steering, brake kit for a Huracan would, I mean, you're going to be running up like probably 50 grand,
minimum, yeah.
50, something like that. I mean, even like one carbon ceramic rotor can be 20K. That's how crazy it gets. So
These cars, that is where a lot of my appreciation does come into play, because
you know, you guys know my wallet is not doing too great. All right, so one more. Well, this isn't really a performance upgrade, but this is more so kind of like a convenience upgrade.
If you're driving your car around, I mean, nobody likes driving like a stock height car. We always like to slam it to the ground with big wheels. So it's kind of hard driving a car around like that in LA, you know, like we're trying to go up curbs and stuff like that. So a thing that's really popular with the NSX guys is cup kits. So, you know, in addition to adding coilovers to your car, this allows you to kind of like raise and lower like your car. A lot of like the Porsches and some of the newer factory cars come with a lift kit. So this is kind of a similar thing where we kind of retrofit it to like an NSX. So this is a tin coilover kit with the cup that's installed on here.
Oh, okay, very cool.
So it's just basically a little piston, and then so when you hit the switch, air goes inside the little piston, raises it, and then you know it's usually meant for you to kind of get up and down driveways over speed bumps without up your front lip and you know all that kind of stuff.
It's funny because my Huracan, as you guys know, I mean it's kind of standard for Huracans to have front lifts, or any modern Lamborghini really. My R8 does not. I don't think R8s ever came with front lifts, which is horrible because I think R8s, the way that the front bumper comes out, especially with a splitter, it's like the lowest car I think I've ever driven, and I've gone through probably 10 splitters on my R8 in the past year and a half. Maybe I need something like this because
like honestly,
well, I put it on everything. My piece of S13 over there has it all four corners.
Oh, but now why you got a on your S13?
Dents everywhere.
It's character, man.
It's got cool wheels.
yeah, it does. Yeah, it's true.
Anyway, Dave has already decided that there is a performance upgrade that he is going to get rebuilt for the car. Now, again, we'll show you exactly what that is in just a second. However, before we get to that,
I don't know if you want to kind of give a little bit of a rundown of what happened.
Yeah, so this is the Supercharger off of Angie Mead King's NSX. She's a sort of famous YouTuber from Philippines, a huge car person and loves her cars. She paid for a bunch of upgrades. Again, this is the TVS Supercharger from Science of Speed. It was a brand new kit. She had everything installed. We were helping her along with the build. You know, she's in the Philippines and kind of putting all this together, and we're just, you know, on the phone with her, and you know, she's super excited, fires the car up, takes it on a drive to kind of shake it down. She notices like smoke and fire coming into the cabin, so she ends up pulling over. As soon as she gets out of the car, there's just like huge balls of flames coming out from the back. The Philippines doesn't have like the roadside assistance that we do here in the States, and it was quite a while before they could actually get to their car, so the fire spread pretty quickly through it. Unfortunately, like it torched the majority of the car. So this is the Supercharger that came off of it. You guys we're going to send it out to get rebuilt. The Supercharger company is pretty confident that they'll be able to bring it back to life. Angie, I think, actually reached out to Dave, and I guess he said yes.
Yeah.
So
that's the main reason of why I've popped over here today. I'm helping Dave out. I'm running a couple errands for him, being his today.
Here's some like miscellaneous parts from the car, which, I mean, this is also quite sad to look at.
The injectors are where used to be left of the injectors. Everything just kind of got a little melty. And this is the intercooler. This is probably salvageable. That is not salvageable.
I would agree.
Angie's car is actually here at their shop. They're going to be taking care of it, and I don't know, you guys are fixing it up or
yeah, it's going to our magic frame guy, who's going to be doing majority of the heavy lifting with this.
Wow.
She had to actually just do a lot of work just to get it onto the container, because as you can see, it torched majority of this back area.
Wow.
So they had to fab up this, like the mount for the shocks and everything, just to get it rolling onto the container to get it to us. So getting it here in itself was a huge
That is brutal.
She was in the car by herself, yeah?
She was in the car by herself.
Yeah.
So nobody got hurt. It's just material possession, but still, it's, you know, like certain cars mean certain things to certain people.
Of course,
you know,
of course.
I think this one was special. So
you never want to see that to a car that you are putting so much of your time and effort into making it something that is,
I mean, your dream car.
Especially cars like these. They don't make these anymore. I think it's very cool though that Dave is going to be bringing the Supercharger back to life on his own build. Like I said, I'm just as excited as you guys are to see that up and running.
But the crazy thing is, if you look in that hole, that's the fuel tank.
Wow.
So that they
Unscathed.
didn't touch it unscathed.
Unscathed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it touched a fuel tank, that, I mean, no telling what would happen. It is so wild to me what fire can do so quickly. We were just talking about this. Like, you have quite literally seconds to make a split-second decision on what your next move is, and that's why, honestly, I'm guilty of this, of not having a fire extinguisher in my car. I need to do that.
I have a box of fire extinguishers here.
Really?
So this is what a lot of our NSX customers run because it's you know, small, lightweight, doesn't take up a lot of space, and you know, if something does happen, this is, you know, the perfect grade fire extinguisher for automotive.
That's
so
very cool.
yeah.
Actually, James's R8, the one that I've been driving around, you guys have seen the past couple days, he does have a fire extinguisher at the bottom of his car. So James is smart. I'm not. However, with my Huracans getting twin turbo this week, I will definitely make sure I have a fire extinguisher in that car because.
Oh, well, perfect. There. Thank you very much.
Do we know what exactly caused the fire to actually ignite?
We all have kind of suspicions. There's a fuel hose in the back return that probably just kind of like let go and
Got you.
And where it leaks, it's right over the exhaust manifold, and so it's a very quick
Got you.
thing.
I'm gonna take this Supercharger over to Superchargers Online. It's a shop over in Simi Valley. They're confident that they can get this thing back up and running in good condition again. I'm excited to see that. Obviously, yes, this is Dave's car, but I mean, I feel like I'm just as excited as you guys are to actually see this car running with this Supercharger specifically, something that has such a, you know, intense story behind it, because you guys know Angie. She actually helped fabricate and design the body kit for the SLS, which coincidentally, the SLS also had a fire. So
I don't know what that means, but
I don't know. Yeah, I know. I mean, this is why I told him, just send me the wire. $10 trillion, it's not that much money. And you said what? Hold on one second. You said this is the coolest shirt you've ever seen in your life? Well, I agree. This is the Daily Driven Exotic Stripes and Speed collection. It's made for Dave's SLS wide body GT3 build. I don't know if you've seen that or not, but it's all over the internet. Anyway, that actually reminds me, there's more shirts that are available, and guess what? Everything on the entire website is 50% off. 50% off means half off. So if a shirt is $100,000, it's now $50,000. From right now, the time you're seeing this video, until December 1st, everything on the site is 50% off. Shirts, sweatpants, hats, keychains, hoodies, everything. You name it, it's half off. I strongly urge you guys to go and take advantage of this deal because I need money to buy a new smoke alarm battery because it has been chirping for about a week now and I cannot sleep. So please go to the site, ddemerchgarage.com. There's going to be a link in the description as well. Take advantage of the deal now until December 1st, and I can hopefully replace my smoke alarm battery because I just want to sleep. Okay, go to the website. All right, well, with LA traffic, I would say that it's probably best for me to go ahead and hit the road so that I'm not sitting here until 3 days from now. You know, I think it'd be best if,
I don't know if you carried it to the car.
I have to hold the camera, dude.
Yeah, somebody has to hold the camera and make it look like they know what they're doing around here. There we go.
Get my jacket all dirty.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, man, somebody has to show the viewers what we're doing. No, but if you do need help, just let me know.
Yeah, actually, could you grab like this quarter? Right.
What's up, Dave? Yeah, no, I'm putting the Supercharger in my car right now.
It's slipping. You just grab this.
Yeah, we'll be there in a little bit. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well,
Yeah, thanks,
here we
man.
are.
All right, guys. Well, I just broke a sweat doing that.
All jokes aside, HQ Engineering.
They literally only work on NSXs. It's the coolest shop. Anyway, we're gonna go drop this off at Superchargers Online. It's like an hour from here. It's for the build, for a car that's not even mine. Dave, Venmo me for my time. Now, it's only right that since we are dropping off an aftermarket Supercharger for a car, might as well do it in a car with an aftermarket Supercharger. Well, let me refrain from what I was going to do. I don't think that would end very well. Give it a second. As you guys know, Superchargers deliver instant torque, which turbos, they don't do. You get turbo lag. Superchargers, as soon as you hammer down, you get that power immediately. Now, obviously, this is a completely different type of car, but you get the idea. This car's very fast. Coming from somebody who has put probably 50,000 miles on their R8 in not even 2 years, I can most definitely tell you Supercharger is worth the money.
right, well, we got our boy David here from Superchargers Online. I've heard that you guys have some solid hope that you can get it working again, right?
Yeah, as long as the case is fine, most of the internal parts can be replaced,
Okay.
which is usually what it is. Because usually in a fire like that, what melts are the internal seals for the rotor.
Right.
And once those things are done, it's toasted.
So I'm sure you guys have dealt with fire damage before, so this is not like a abnormal.
No.
Okay.
No, believe it or not, we've gotten quite a few burnt
Really?
superchargers before. Yeah.
Really?
I have a quite up supercharger for you guys to take a look at.
I heard it was in a fire, and I saw the pictures, but I don't know much more about that.
Okay, so they've kind of left you in the dark on that a little bit.
Yeah.
That's typical Dave, yeah. Yeah, all right, I guess let's bring it inside. Thank you.
So, at first glance, what are you thinking?
Let me see. Oh wow, that is stuck on there.
It's toast.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm sure the seals are bad because it's pissed out all, squeezed out all the oil, or not all, but a lot of it. Jesus, that's on there. So I'm guessing it got super hot that everything kind of just bonded together, maybe.
Right.
So you guys specialize in.
Parts for rebuilds and repairs for anything eaten based.
Okay.
So usually after every supercharger is reassembled and rebuilt, it gets tested on here. Right now we have a manifold for a 4-liter Toyota. We were testing one of those earlier this morning. Everything checked out. So everything gets tested before it leaves our shop to make sure we're good, we're happy, we document everything, everything's recorded. And that way if a customer has an issue, we can send them the video and explain what happened.
So you said when you guys are testing the NSX's supercharger that you can take a video.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. That's
I'll
awesome.
make a video and then I'll share it with you. That way you can post it up or whatever you like. Yeah.
So I guess total rebuild time, roughly. I'm not going to hold you to it, but what do you
Usually
what do you
right
think?
now, we're about 10 to 15 business days.
Okay.
For the turnaround.
Cool.
And that starts today. We'll get it logged in. My guy will get it logged in. We'll take a bunch of pictures just to make sure everything's there. We'll measure everything, make sure the housing's still good to reuse. Then we can get it powder coated. This as well. We'll strip it, get it powder coated nice and clean again for you guys.
Awesome.
You can even put a new pulley on there if you'd like.
Do you have a supercharger in here that what it will end up looking like?
Yeah, freshly rebuilt.
Oh, okay.
And we remanufactured this off a boat, so it's on a marine engine and LSA.
Okay, wow.
So this is how yours should be spinning. See, perfect. No issues, no bumps, no.
Try the same thing on this one. Oh,
Yeah, this ain't going
full seized.
nowhere. Yep.
It is
Oh, yeah.
seized up.
For those of you who might not know what a supercharger even is or how they work, like the internals and whatnot.
So like on this one here, the LSA, you know, as soon as you fire up your engine, the bypass would open, so it's under vacuum. There it is. So you're driving. The rotor's spinning, but it's not creating any heat or any power because it's under vacuum. As soon as you get on it, this closes. There's an internal plate in here that closes, and that's when all the power is basically released into the engine. And then depending on the pulley size, it'll vary on the boost you're making.
And so from say like a stock motor to then throwing a supercharger on the motor, what in the supercharger specifically is giving the motor that extra power?
The rotor itself, the rotor
Okay.
pack itself. That's what's giving the power, that's what's generating. The air's coming in here, it's circulating it, and it's just basically forcing it down onto the head. Especially on the root style superchargers, they're positive displacement, so everything just, as soon as you touch it, it's just going in power.
Very cool.
That R8 that I pulled up in, it's supercharged. It's got a VF supercharger on it. So it's, I want to say it's like 850, 900 horsepower, something like that.
Yeah, and that's a Magnuson supercharger too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that thing is wicked fast. It's very, very fun, very fun.
Oh, I bet
'Cause
also when you pulled up, I'm like, that's nice delivery.
on the way here, I was talking about the differences between like, you know, supercharger versus twin turbo, because on those V10 platforms, that's the big debate all the time. But, you know, twin turbos, you can run like absurd amounts of power, but with a supercharger, you get instant torque. So that's
The cool thing about these is as soon as you get on the throttle,
Yeah, exactly.
that's the benefit of superchargers.
Yep.
So I guess this is
goodbye for now.
Yeah,
for
let's
this
say leave your baby here with us for-
burnt crisp of a supercharger.
dude, it's gonna be a very, very cool build.
Cool, man. For
So-
sure. I'm excited for you guys.
Dude, thank you guys so
Hey,
much,
you
man.
got it, man,
Looking
for
forward
sure.
to it. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, Dave, I have completed your tasks for me for the day. You owe me a lot of gas money and some extra cash just for the hell of it. There's a burning question in the back of my mind that we made a video on a couple weeks ago, but we've yet to hear an update with this specific question. So I'm gonna go bug somebody. I think a lot of you guys know who this person is, but I'm not gonna say it just yet. Yeah, no, I'm picking it up right now. Yeah, it's here.
are you doing here, bro?
What do you think I'm doing here?
I don't know. I'm working. What are you doing?
Me too. I'm on the clock right now. I mean, I was just thinking I could pick it up today.
Yeah, sure. Go grab the keys and you can wheel it out of here with your little feet.
What size shoe are you?
I'm a 12. What are you?
Well, I'm an 11. Do you have the keys for a 720?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, who has the keys?
Nobody has the keys. Car.
Why?
Because it's not ready.
Yeah, we just got to put the engine in, the 720. We just got to put the wheels back on. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Well, no, it doesn't look like you're busy at all.
No, not at all. You're going to shadow me all day?
Well, it's almost the end of the day. I feel like you don't have that much work left.
I'll just cancel my trip, though. I'll call my wife right now and tell him I can't go anywhere.
No, it's fine.
I got to get the 720 done.
That's perfectly fine. Wait, it's not done?
No, it's not done. You thought I was joking?
What the
Would you come here in an Uber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got to my hotel room. There's a lot more that is happening with the NSX, so that'll be exciting. That was a long day, running around doing errands for Mr. Dave. I'm so beat. I just want to get some sleep now. I think I'm probably gonna just pass out, and I'll link up with him tomorrow. What the hell? How'd it go? Oh, yeah, I didn't know you were coming up here tonight. I was just telling him I just wrapped up. I was about to actually go to bed in a second, but
Why is it you have a bottle of lotion next to the bed? That's disgusting. Actually, it smells like masturbating in here right now. How'd it go with the Supercharger? Can they rebuild it?
yeah, they're confident that they can. It obviously is kind of crispy currently. But that can be remedied over at Superchargers Online.
So the NSX is currently at the LA Auto Show the next few days. It might be already too late when you see this video, but if you haven't, check it out. And then when it comes back from there, it's gonna go over to HK Engineering to get the Supercharger done. Angie, I'm sure you guys already talked about this, but if not, Angie hooked it up big time. It saved me about $14,000 by Angie gifting me that kit because she had a bunch of that stuff like the front cooler, the rear cooler, a clutch for the transmission. So Angie, thank you so much. And it turns out you only had like 50 miles on that kit before you had the unfortunate fire in the NSX. So I'm glad you made it okay, more importantly than anything, because cars are just cars. But the NSX Supercharger will live on, and probably about 2 weeks from now, we'll have that car dialed in. So we're gonna add the Supercharger, a big brake kit, new coilovers dialed in. I'm gonna do seats now that I thought about it a little bit, so we'll add the seats to it. And then I have the roof scoop on the way from China, the spoon roof scoop, the big crazy one.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that'll basically be complete. You'll see that car in basically, well, it's Christmas, so January. And then that car will go in a container and go to Japan, and I'll go tour Japan. And I might just leave it there. And when I go to Japan, which I'll do quite often, have the NSX over there, and then when Damon's is done, send his as well. So that way DD Worldwide includes Japan, which ironically is only a 10-hour flight. In fact, flying to Nashville from where I live, or Miami, is the same time as flying to Japan, because of connecting flights. So it's not that far away.
You do know this room is on your credit card, right?
I did the same thing in my room 5 minutes ago. Jokes aside, I felt really rude of me, I should have done that. I was trying to make you guys laugh at home, and now I gotta clean it all up. So you're back to Nashville now. What's the plan in Nashville?
I'm about to hop on a flight in 4 hours, roughly. And tomorrow, I will be heading over to Exotic Autosport with Mr. Mike Zeusen. And my turbo kit, Boost Logic turbo kit, has finally arrived, along with a couple other parts that are now actually done and going to be showing up in Nashville over the course of the next couple of days now. So a lot of these parts, like the wheels, finally have the springs, a new bumper, hood, wing. All these pieces are coming together finally. And
Your new wing?
Actually, we haven't even talked about that yet. I'm not going to say anything more about that until you guys will actually just see it on camera in an upcoming video. There's a lot happening, and obviously a livery as well. So as soon as these turbos are done and the car can actually drive out of the shop with the turbos on, I will be able to, get everything else completed finally. And so all of that is now coming to an end, and V1 will be done very, very soon. So I have to catch a flight, and I was going to get a little bit of rest in before. However,
Oh, I have a video to shoot, so I'm out of here. You have a good one, safe travels. Take them with you for the flight. You guys want to experience the what airline did you fly with?
it was Southwest.
Basic airfare?
It's your car. Did I have the option to upgrade, or?
No, you can upgrade your own money when you get there.
I'm going to upgrade with this card.
Damon and I flew coach the first 5 years of DDE.
Yeah, well, that was struggle years. We're up now, so.
We? Oh, you're just beginning your struggle years, buddy boy. You guys, make sure you watch Coach's video 1,000,000 times so that he can fly business class.
You don't even fly business class.
No, I don't, not lately.
Not lately. Well, not lately.
Because there's a point where I look at it where it's like the comfort versus cost. If it's $2,000 for a 3-hour flight, it's not worth it. So what I do is I'll book the basic fare and ask for an upgrade because I have status with the airline, and if I get it, I get it. But like,
I've never once booked first class ever. Only time I've ever flown first class is if the airline has screwed up the booking of other people's tickets, and then they have an open seat, and they're like, "Would you like it?"
David and I are in our 40s. We're really hard, so when we go like international, I fly in a pod. But that's real money to do. It's a $10,000 plane ticket.
Right, well, that's just a pointless flex, but
all cash. I walk up to the airline, all cash. They won't even take it because they don't take cash.
what do you think they were thinking when they put this couch right here facing the bed?
It's called a couch, and you watch somebody have relations with your partner, and you watch and.
Did you notice the stains on the bed when you walked in?
All right, I gotta go. I gotta meet a guy about a thing. But you have fun traveling. You have a little nap. Do you have a midnight, like an overnight flight?
Yeah, I actually do. This is my flight leaves at 11:40 p.m. and I arrive because of the time change at like 5:30 a.m. Nashville time.
I'll see you in Nashville.
I booked a private jet.